Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're live immediately. Okay, that's completely fine. My name is Max, and I am accompanied here by Nash. Good evening,
Hello
Nash.
there.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Forewarning about a little bit of background noise. I've explained this.
Yeah.
I'm in my living room, basically.
Yeah, shit
But
happens.
I'm doing
Yeah.
what I can.
Yeah, sometimes we just need to improvise. I mean, the people who have seen the tweet might be wondering, like, hey, where's Whiskey Glitter? He was supposed to guest with you. But unfortunately, like, things happen. And for that reason, I was luckily able to take over the cast. So I'll be a caster right now. And Next has replaced me as the observer. So a nice little production team going on right now. But that's the way it is. But hey, we got a beautiful match going on today. It will be MDF versus Tracker. Of course, for today is the first match of this first match of stage 3 of ESA Cup, the final stage of ESA Cup. Only 8 teams remaining. I'm saying that correctly. Yes, I'm saying that correctly. Only 8 teams remaining, and basically, like, this is like the usual bracket, the single elimination brackets that people are very familiar with, and basically every single play day, you will say goodbye to a team. We can quickly bring up this visual so we actually have a little idea of which team is in which position right now. So we're looking for the bracket right now. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So here's the bracket. So as you can see, like, every single team, of course, got their spot after we rounded up the Swiss stage last week. And these are the 8 teams that we're left with. And yeah, this week we will say goodbye to 4 teams, and 4 teams will proceed to the semifinals next week, which will also be the final week, as we will have the grand final on the Sunday. Let me just quickly bring up my calendar here. That's the 3rd of September. So that's not this Sunday, but the Sunday right after. That's when we are going to have our grand final. And then one little thing that's kind of missing in this visual is that there will also be another match on the Friday, the 1st of September, to decide the 3rd and 4th place. Well, we are a little bit in a delay. We were a bit delayed, and we want to catch up a little bit of time. So let's just quickly bring up those team visuals so we at least get an idea of which teams will be participating today and which teams will be playing. But of course, we've got MDF currently on an astonishing 100% win rates. What does it tell you, Nash? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm actually quickly looking at our production side, and I believe, Nash, are you muted by any chance? Because when you're talking, I don't think I see.
My push to talk line should be working.
Okay, well, I think I'll just coming through right now, so it should be fine. Either way, so yeah, MDF, very good team, like you said, may potentially even be one of the best teams, and I mean, they have made it this far, and yeah, that says a lot about them. Let's just quickly jump over to Tracker Clan in this case. Tracker Clan is, of course, our other team that's made it all this way. Shouldn't have even made it all this way, as they officially didn't even made it past the group stages, as 2 teams did drop their spot in the end, which were Entropy and Pyra. Their spot opened up and they were given a second chance, which they have taken. I mean, they have made it work somehow. They have survived the second stage, the very bloody second Swiss stage, and they're here in the grand final. So yeah, 2 teams that are very, very that we have seen quite a lot. But like I said, we need to kind of go through it into a little bit faster. We'll have more time to talk about it later. Let's just jump to the prediction, and then we talk about those things a little bit later. So, understandably, MDF on a very high win rate, 100% versus Tracker, which shouldn't even be here. This 80-20 doesn't surprise me too much. How about you, Nash?
Well, I mean, as a whole, as I said a moment ago, MDF are considered to be the strongest team in this league at the moment, and I mean, I'd probably argue to say so. But when it comes down to the side of Tracker Clan so far, after coming out of group stages, barely scraping through because of a team dropping out, I'm pretty sure. And then moving on and just proving us wrong again and again and again is so interesting to me as a storyline. And I think that in general, a team like that genuinely is able to go far. And I think if they really worked on their issues and really prepared for a matchup like this, especially on, well, the map they're going to be playing, the first map in particular, I could see a very big sort of upset coming out of Tracker Clan here.
Yeah, so let's take a look at those maps so we can actually see. So of course the map bands were already filled, and for some reason they're not fully refreshing. So we just need to do a little refresh here on the production side for the picked maps, and hopefully we will be able to see it soon. But I believe, I mean, I can just bring up the information here myself. I believe we're going to go to a clubhouse first, after which we'll be going to Café Dostoevsky. And then as the side, we will have a villa. So unfortunately, map not working on our side right now. I mean, it's refreshing. Yes, there we go. We can actually see it right now. So the first map is going to be Clubhouse. Second is going to be Café Dostoevsky. And third, decider, potential decider, going to be Villa. Well, I believe the players are already waiting for quite a long time. So I guess we can just start the lobby right now and jump into the game as soon as the lobby has started. So I'm just giving the sign here to the production side. And then hopefully we can transition soon. Okay, well, I believe the production is having a little bit of an issue there. Where maybe they need to go into into the gameplay. I guess there's like an issue there. The feed, I think the feed still has to be replaced. Yeah, we do. Of course, we had a very late swap in Observer. So I'm just quickly talking to the producer here. You need to actually change to the other feed. This is still the feed from previous one, which of course changed. So you'll find it in the text.
Well, either way, we're going to do a radio cast. So far, Knock has been banned, taken off the table as the first ban. And I think generally on a map like this, on a map like Clubhouse, you're going to want to take out those sort of like entry roles, because realistically, banning out your Thatcher, your standards like Cade and things like that, they're not really going to go amazingly well, because it's a map that everyone knows is tried and true. They're just going to bring a Kali. They're just going to bring EMPs. So we're seeing Knock and Habana go off the board for attackers. And in general, for defenders, we're probably going to see a Solace, and I imagine that we'll see someone informational as the second one. So like a Valkyrie, an Echo. Echo's probably not very likely, but maybe even a Fenrir. But someone along those lines. We did see an Azami come off the table. That's one I forgot about. The garage hold is incredible on that operator. So seeing her go off the board is quite good for the side that is going to be attacking first. Which is MDF, but either way, it's going to be good for both sides. Once they switch halves, it's going to favor both, and I think that ban on the table is going to open things up for everybody and make things a lot more comfortable. Solace goes off the board, as I said she would, and that is all of our bans.
Yeah, indeed. So we finally have visuals on the stream. Of course, that's a very important feature, and luckily that has been sorted. So right now we are able to actually see the game. So the operator bans have come through, and these are operators that will not be able to be played during this first map, which is Clubhouse. So we're having team MDF here on the offense on Team Blue, and then Tracker on Team Orange as the defending team. So this means that we will be going first to Church Arsenal Room. That's the room that of the bomb site that Tracker has decided to go to, and we're actually seeing some timeouts coming out. I guess that's not supposed to happen at this stage. Not sure what's going on here. I mean, we don't have any confirmation from the players themselves, so maybe one of the players wasn't ready yet. Maybe still at the toilet or still getting a drink. I don't know exactly. I mean, this is one of the ways to just buy a little bit of extra time. So I guess that's what's happening. That's my best guess, as we're not hearing anything here. But yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. If this is how they want to use their technical timeouts already this early on, sure. Feel free.
Yeah, tactical timeout is coming off now, and we do see all of the operators on side, one of which is a very big operator that I brought up in the ban phase, Fenrir. And if played wrong, can be a terrible addition to a team. But if played well, can be an absolute demon to deal with. So I think in general, bringing along the Fenrir is always a positive option. Because even if you're not great, even if you don't plan out your gadgets, you've got an MP7 in hand, you've got the bailiff, you've done your side setup, and you're ready to shred. So either way, you're not entirely limited. It's just an operator that requires a lot of brain power for some, and especially on some sites, it can be a bit confusing, and it's very much like a problem-solving game bringing him along in the first place. So very nice addition to the team, but one to look out for.
Yeah, and since we have already said goodbye to 16 teams in total, since we're only left with 8 teams right now, I mean, the best teams are the ones that we're left with. We have filtered out the lesser teams, or at least the ones that didn't perform good enough. And I can expect that some of these teams are really familiar with using operators like newer ones, and I can imagine they have prepared for it. Also, keep in mind that Fenrir has a ban rate of 30%. He's the third most banned defender at the moment. So bringing him on, having practice with him behind the scenes can really trophy quite well. So I'm very excited to see how this will go. He's already playing fairly aggressive here in Garage Storage, just trying to find any attacker, just trying to make a quick entry. But so far, he's not finding anyone yet, even though attackers are playing fairly close to him at the moment. But at the same time, two people already suffered the first casualty. Is both Aegon and Aina already taking care of the ace and the Goyo. I'm not even sure how that happened, but losing the ace, that's huge.
I'm going to be completely honest. I think the Fenrir playing aggressive early is a little questionable, considering, well, the utility he brings along and the fact that it goes completely inactive once he is dead. So realistically, you've got the choice of 5. You really need to make use of that. And I think having a Fenrir go super aggressive like this is just going to be a bit of a detriment to your team. That Twitch drone got a lot of value there, managing to get a default cam and 2 windows, as now they have a player super aggressive over towards Oil Pit to see if he can find anything. But looks like he's going to maybe fall off of that sometime soon. But instead, no, he's going upstairs.
Yeah, indeed, and this leaves us with a 4 versus 4 situation. Not much has happened in the last minutes, but soon will happen, because of course the time is starting to tick down, and unfortunate timing there from the Twitch, going on the drone, but not aware of Fergus' position. Fergus getting a very easy freebie kill right there, taking out the Twitch, who has proven herself to be so valuable earlier on. Maybe most of her work is already done, but that great gun is unfortunately lost, and she will no longer be able to use that in her advantage. Meanwhile, it's the bucketing kill there on Budo, taking out one more defensive player, and now the Fergus has been responsible and getting and the guy losing his life. It just goes on and on. It's a 2 versus 2, make it a 2 versus 1, as Kazi also gets killed there on Alex. And in this 2 versus 1 situation, it's a Thatcher going for the plants. Fergus, the only defender left standing, who could potentially stop this plant, but unfortunately the plant goes down, and now the timer works in his disadvantage. 40 seconds for him remaining to find his 2 opponents and get a diffuser, but unfortunately a trade happens, but that's not enough. Either way, there was one more attacker left standing, and the diffuser was planted, so the round goes to the offensive team of MDF.
Indeed, it goes in their favor. So, starting out pretty strong on that defense, or on that offense, sorry. They are going to be really trying to keep the pace going. They did technically find the opening frag, because it was found before Fenrir found his, but either way, it's one of those where it's kind of completely out the window once you even start, because you're getting that opening frag, you're flushing that one player out, but you lose a hard match. You lose your ace immediately, because you've got no one covering that Adam window. The Twitch that should be hanging around outside until ace is secured in the building is instead trying to aggress into garage, so giving him a free rotation through. And overall, I think that the offense was actually really scrappy there, and I think they should have played differently, or even played a bit more disciplined, even against a team like Tracker Clan, who is considered to be arguably lower in the table.
5 seconds left before insertion.
That was a very bloody round, which really could have gone either way, in my opinion. I mean, Tracker got fairly close to clutching things out, potentially, or at least attempting so. And I mean, the main guy was very close towards the end of the round. So it's hard to say which team has been doing better. I mean, in the end, MDF managed to win it. Oh, but Fergus already getting that opening kill. Aggressive like before, just waiting for someone there in the area of blue, getting that first kill. And again, it's the ace, the first casualty suffered on the offensive side. MDF, again, will need to do without one dedicated Harbinger. Still has the bug with the secondary Harbinging utility, but this will hurt their offense one more time.
Will hurt the defense for now. A very aggressive stance coming out of this Fenrir, trying to take the engagement there, manages to secure it, and that's going to be a very big pick. Kazi goes down, and now rotating back up to the top floor. He's going to try and play himself around this area because he wants to be as much of a nuisance as possible. He knows there's going to be more players hanging around in that far side, and Twitch does manage to find one from Adam. That's one more going down. His active utility going to be completely in the bin now, as Thatcher nearly catching himself in an engagement if Fergus was to actually rotate through construction, but instead going to be hanging around on the rafters, waiting for Twitch to make an entrance. Thatcher coming up behind though, Tats. They do have the information on where he's going to be, makes the punch hole, finds the frag, but he finds one in return. Twitch goes down. It's just Thatcher and Buck now.
Attackers have recovered it.
Yeah, Fergo on a nice triple kill, but finally getting shot down. But still, the man advantage has been established by the side of Tracker. Quite a bit of time has been wasted. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. And we're just 2 attackers remaining. That will be a little bit tricky for them to work with. Luckily, they still have the Buck who can do plenty of self-breaching and has no secondary hard-breaching utility, which can be used perfectly in combination with that Thatcher. But oh no, the tricking is happening, but still. They managed to open up with this double EMP, and this way the hatch has been opened up. Very useful utility there on the side of Buck, and it's an aggressive drop indeed. Thatcher already dropping, just getting ready for some engagement. Buck getting closer to help him in this nasty engagement. But the Mirror gets a kill on Tats. That's all coming down to Buck, to Variox in this 1 versus 3. Has plenty of time, but doesn't have anyone to support him.
Has plenty of time, but nearly loses his ankles as he does run into Kitchen and catch some bullets from that Vector. But now he's just going to be rotating over towards Bar, preferably going towards that same hatch and trying to get something from there. Maybe see if he can secure a frag onto this Cade. But down he goes. Is he able to spot the man in the corridor? No, he's not. Quick reactions aren't quick enough, and he does get himself shut down. 1 round for the defense, 1 apiece.
Yeah, it's 1-1 finally. I mean, this is exactly what we're hoping for. We have filtered out 16 teams from this competition and are now left with the top 8 of this competition. I mean, like I said, this is exactly what we're hoping for. We're hoping that only the best of the best teams, the most worthy teams, are left standing, and that those teams bring us close matches. And starting out with a 1-1, that's exactly what I'm hoping for. Doesn't mean anything yet, but at least it's starting out with an equal score instead of like a 2-0 or whatever. So I'm very happy to see this, and so far the teams have been doing very well. And after now the defensive side, it's finally won on the bomb side for the second attempt. We will go to a new one, which is your Master Bedroom. Okay, so Master Bedroom is the bomb side that Tracker has now chosen for their second potential win here. Of course, the basement was played twice by them. They're gonna go for a new bomb site here, which of course they must go to. They seem to go for a little bit of an extension here, which is not all too uncommon. Some teams decide to just extend towards cache, or some decide to even include the CCTV area as well. This is what I really like about this bomb site. It's like one of those layer by layer defensive setups where you can easily fall back once the position is lost. And also kind of forcing the opponent to take control of this area, as you can easily use it, especially construction, to defend both of the bomb sites. So it's kind of crucial for the attackers to go for it. They don't, not entirely necessary. They could just go from the jacuzzi and completely ignore it, but it will be useful, and that's exactly what MDF is choosing to do here.
Indeed it is. They're going to be getting the Thatcher nades on the CC wall, just opening that up, trying to put a bit of pressure onto that Jaeger, even if it is placebo. But that is going to be very good for them. They know there's going to be a mute jammer on this wall as well, so they go for that. And now they're just positioning themselves outside. They're possibly going to be trying to prefer themselves going in through here. They have managed to get a bit of an opening onto the mirror window on logistics, and Fergu is actually just on a tear right now. it's 8 kills, 2 rounds.
Yeah, and it's again the ace as well. It's again Aina losing his life as first. This time he managed to survive much longer compared to previous rounds, and he has been somewhat useful for his team. But with Termite already using both of his ace charges as well, there is no Termite charges. There's no utility left to do any hard breaching. I'm not sure in what extent they still would need that at this point, but at least it's again the ace losing his life.
Indeed. Losing the ace early on in the round is actually terrifying. And that player being in that position while that window is being opened is also terrifying. Thatcher is going to be making his way all the way through into the gym though, as he has crouched in through breach. And my bird is going on a K1. But now we do see a bit of an aggressive play coming out of Fergal on those main stairs. He almost gets spotted out by the Buck and ends up having to go prone in the middle of that staircase. Yana knows, but doesn't quite have the angle as she tries to take the swing. He goes down, but not out. And now he's got to be saved by his teammate.
Yeah, 2 versus 4 situation. Fergal could still be revived, especially as Termite is entering from below. But with him not closing in, his position will be known. This might be an opportunity here for the Mira. Yes, he does. Is Mira getting the kill there while at the same time Fergal got taken out? But it's again only 1 player versus 3. The Sledge left standing versus 3 members on the side of Tracker. It's going to be very difficult. And yeah, it's Alex getting the final kill, securing 1 round and securing the lead for his team. A 1-2 score for Tracker.
Yeah, beautifully played by the side of Tracker Clan. Very aggressive. They are just playing that very aggressive stance in order to position themselves where they'd be unexpected by a team like MDF. A team like MDF is going to predict them to be a bit more reserved because as the top team in the league, people are going to fear you. So in general, if that's what you've come up against and Tracker Clan have seen that, they're going to play the aggressive game. Yeah. Because if they play the aggressive game, you're going to be so caught off guard and they're just going to completely bewilder you with everything they try. And I think that's the aim.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, also keep in mind this map was picked by Tracker Clan. Tracker Clan was the first team to pick, first team to ban. So this map was picked by them, but at the same time it's MDF deciding to go for the offense here, which out of the 3 rounds play, it only worked for 1 so far. Tracker Clan now winning 2 bomb sites in a row, of course, for that reason they must go to a different bomb site once more. They could have gone to CCTV Cache, but for some, I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a trend for the last season of ESA Cup, I would say, where teams have tended to go a bit more for bar and backstage bomb site, which is the bomb site that used to be like absolutely terrible within this game before the map got reworked. Both times, I mean, this map is something reworked 3 times really. Well, the first version and the second version didn't really provide too much opportunity to actually play there, but finally after the second rework, bomb site is very much an option, and yeah, Tracker's going for it.
Indeed they are, and I mean, it's one of those that can be very hit or miss depending on whether they get it. But speaking of getting something nice, it's Tats managing to find a shot all the way through, threading the needle into construction. And now we're in a much better position for that attacking side in this round while they're on this disadvantageous scoreline.
Yeah, indeed. Also, for the first time, I believe it's an opening kill coming from the side of MDF instead of being on the side of MDF. So that's at least one bit of positivity for the team, but still a lot of work to be done. However, the time management is doing fairly well. They are already entering the building quite well. Already have established control over construction and are getting a little bit further. And as Kazi gets a kill on Aegon, that's 1 less defender to worry about. Still 2 defenders, I believe, on the top 4. Yeah, both the Jaeger and the Frost are still putting upstairs. We still have a lot of work to do, but with Frost taken care of, is just coming down. The Jaeger will likely soon drop downstairs. I mean, the hatch hasn't been opened up, so he won't be able to drop down through the hatch. He will need to find a different route, but he's completely locked in by 2 attackers, and with some beautiful teamwork, they are finding him, taking him out. And Aina with the final kill there on the Echo, laying inside of the bomb site somewhere on the stairs, it seems, getting the final kill. And it's a flawless round going to MDF, which allows him to even out the score, bringing us to 2-2.
Yeah, beautiful, flawless round coming out of them as... I mean, it's what they needed. Coming into a game like this where they've struggled in the first 3 rounds, one of the rounds they won, they were quite close. It comes down to one of those where you need a flawless round. It refreshes the mental. It allows you to sort of know that we are goated. We are good. Let's show them what we're worth. And I think that's what they're going for now. They've managed to find what they can do, and I think they're going to carry it on and keep trying to move the momentum forward.
Yeah, indeed, the 2-2 score, again, like I said, after the second round, I really like that this match is getting so close so far. It's been very close. That's what we want. We want evenly matched teams, well-matched teams in this final stage. So far, we're getting a very well-worked show. 2 more rounds to be going here for Tracker on the defensive side. 2 more rounds for MDF to play on the offensive side. After this, they will need to swap. The question is, what will happen? I mean, like a 3-3 is a very neutral score, but kind of favors. I mean, for Clubhouse, we're kind of looking at within ESA Cup then at a fairly well-balanced map. I mean, it's a 51 versus a 49%. So the advantage there going to the attacking sides. Technically, MDF would be looking to at least make it a 4-2. But at the same time, it's so close. It doesn't really matter that much. So I guess... yeah, like a 4-2 or 3-3, that's what both teams are kind of looking for.
Indeed, it is probably what they're looking for, but this Gemini clone just coming in through strip has managed to spot out the player, but speaking of spotting out the player, it looks like Fergu's a little bit tunnel visioned on that drone, so him losing his life quite early is going to be a big detriment to his team because combined they have 5 kills, and he has 9 on his own. So it's one of those where, as much as it is a team game, losing that player means you need to step up to the plate now if you're going to do it at all. And I mean, the last few rounds we've kind of been vacant on a lot of the others.
Yeah, well, in the end, he was just a roamer. Every single defender is now playing on side, so the attackers still have quite a lot of work to do. At the same time, they have been given the time to do so. Hatches are already being opened up. I believe that Kate indeed was not successful on tricking that hatch, so that's a big bummer here for the defensive side. But at the same time, Aina has been taken care of. Once again, the ace, who likely already did most of his work. But it's now back to an equal 4 versus 4 with 1 minute and 20 seconds. Attackers are looking for a way in, looking for a way down. Hedges have been mostly opened. Tunnel has been opened up. Twitch is trying to approach from there. Mr. Ferris gets a kill on Alex. It's now 4 versus 3.
Indeed, 4v3. We do have that player moving in through dirt, and obviously Mirror is in a safe position, or Goyo's in a safe position, crouched behind those boxes, but potentially could be caught out here as he does take the swing round onto the main stairs, but the player in dirt is going to catch him. Almost gets caught themselves though, as looks like Yuko wanted to take that swing, but Tats comes in through the hatch drop, manages to find the Mirror first, and then the Cade on the rotation. And that's going to be another round for the attacking side. 3-2 now in favor of MDF.
Yeah, it's a beautiful round there from MDF. MDF retaking the lead, which they lost after their first round, really. So at least they have regained that lead and are now working to potentially work towards the 4-2 score. Like I said before, a 3-3 wouldn't be ideal, but also wouldn't be a huge problem for them. It really will come down how the teams will do after the roll swap. But MDF, of course, they have now the opportunity to turn this into 4-2, which would be a good score for them to go into the roll swap with. So that's their mission. At the same time, Tracker, they have now lost 2 times on this basement bomb site, and they haven't won it only once. Are they going to win it for a second time and make it an even score for this bomb site? Or will they lose it one more time and will they regret their choice?
Who knows? I mean, looking at how the rounds have gone so far, it has been kind of a counterbalance, and it looks like it's possibly what they're looking for to try and sort of disrupt the composition of each other's team. And Fergu really pushing for that right now. On the opposite side, however, we do have MDF, who are very formidable. One of those teams that we have seen win time and time again, but the comeback story here for Tracker is ideal for them to win this game. If they win this game, Tracker Clan could genuinely come away with the cup win, or the league win, sorry.
That would be, of course, a huge story for Tracker Clan. Like I already highlighted 2 times before, they weren't even supposed to be here anymore, technically, as they were already eliminated in the group stage, but were given a second chance after teams dropped out. And yeah, they really made that chance worth it, as they did an absolutely amazing job in stage 2 and really proved themselves to be worthy. So it would be a huge story if they actually managed to continue like that in this final stage. But we'll see how it goes. Because if they lose this BO3, they will be eliminated. It's a single elimination bracket, and this is for either of these 2 teams their final chance.
Indeed, Fergu on the smoke this time, no longer playing on that Fenrir, deciding to opt away from it, as he is just going to be roaming around almost as aggressive as he was around that oil pit area, but opting to stay pretty restrained to the generator, as he has lost his life in the last couple rounds. A bit of a slower approach this time from MDF. I mean, not a single player has suffered a little bit of HP, or actually a little bit of HP on Cassie, but barely anything. It's a bit of a slower approach. By this time, usually at least 1 player would already have been taken out, even 1 minute and 30 seconds. And nothing too much has happened. Attackers are now working on opening up those hedges and creating even more verticals, dealing with those mirror windows, with those ace charges as well. But as Cassie is the first one to go down, or at least being injured by C4, things do not seem to be going the way of MDF here. Indeed, one of Variox is going to be hovering around. I didn't quite see where from there, but he does manage to find one for himself. That's going to be ideal. Looks like... What? That is a beautiful little angle coming out of Veriox there, managing to find one. Especially onto the mirror as well. Such a clunky gun on one of those 1 armor or 3 armor operators that is going to be super tanky to deal with, especially with Arcade on the board as well. So one of those that is very keen to get rid of. You pretty much disabled the nitro cell that's going to be hovering around in those corridors, leaving it on the floor in order to give yourself a bit more audio cues for the defenders to have to deal with. But speaking of dealing with, it looks like Alex has just shipped Veriox to the bin men, and now the diffuser is going to be unarmed, unwatched, unmanned at the bottom of main stairs.
Yeah, just in a very difficult position, a 1 versus 4 with very little time remaining. Just 10 seconds to find 4 people or at least get the fuser down, which is like pretty much impossible. He managed to get at least 1 kill, and then Fergus with the final kill, taking out the final MDF player. And well, with the 6th round now being over, we're looking at an equal 3-3 score, which is, I mean, workable for either team. Like I said, this map is very well balanced with an ESA Cup. The percentages are very, very close to each other. Just 1% difference between them, meaning that we cannot really say too much of how this will turn out and which team did best or worst. It really depends on how things will go after this World Cup, of course. There's a good chance that either of the 2 teams will be better or worse on this side. And yeah, just really need to make it worth here.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. Seconds left before insertion.
Yeah, is this the only map that has been reworked 3 times? Or 2 times, sorry? I think so, right? I mean, the second rework was very small. It wasn't too significant compared to the first one, of course. I think it's one of those, yeah, would only received 2 reworks. Yeah, either way, hey, World Cup has happened. We're going back to the basement, which was played 4 times by Tracker. 1, 2 times, lost 2 times. I'm very curious to see how MDF will do. We do see a little bit of a change in terms of lineup, like the K8, which was so present there on the side of Tracker, hasn't been picked. So opening these hatches might be a little bit more possible, but at the same time, both the Wamai and the Goyo both having those impact nades, which can make, especially opening the kitchen hatch, like a very painful job.
A bomb has been located.
Flashbang is out.
Give him some room to really do more work, but at the moment, just not really a lot. Everyone's just kind of standing around. No one's found a frag, and no one's really getting aggressive. So we'll have to see what they try and go for now.
Yeah, here those impacts are coming out, like I was explaining before. The is purposely not being picked here by the side of MDF. This is also why they banned that Hibana to make it an absolute terrible, a very difficult job to open up the hatch. But still, hey, Tracker has managed. I'm not even sure how they did it. They threw all they had at it, and somehow they made it work. At least the hatch has been open, and the first kill secured, but at the same time, just with the response and taking out Fergus, it's now 4 versus 4. But I do think that Tracker might have a little advantage here.
I genuinely thought MDF were going to try and take the swing onto that player in dirt there, but instead opting against it, as now Ying going to be throwing in those candelas through dirt side, unable to get the first one off as it does pop off on the wall because of that one my gadget, and does manage to blind the Fenrir, but doesn't really do much else. The Nomad charge goes off, but doesn't actually affect the man that he's looking for. Tries to run in, isn't able to see anyone yet, and the blind doesn't go off for long enough. They're going to be so screwed in this situation. They've managed to get the plant down, but it's a 1v1 now. Buck going to be playing above. It's going to be Goyo left to try and get the defuse. Is he going to be able to find it? Is he going to be able to keep it safe? And, I mean, you're in probably an ideal position. He's got those impact nades instead of that C4. He's trying to shoot you through the floor. It's not quite going to hit. It's just a miss. And, well,
Yeah.
now you've only got 15 seconds remaining, and he can delay you for as long as he wants.
Wow. Yeah, this is such a
it's a
difficult
free
position for. Yeah, it's just such a difficult position for just. It's nearly impossible, and with the time already being below these 7 seconds, there's just no way you can defuse it at all, even if you started now. So a beautiful way for Tracker to win the round. I mean, they were struggling to actually get some control over the site. They managed to open up the hatches, but suddenly the Ace managed to work its way in, even though the Ying wasn't able to be of so much support really. But they managed to make it work, and with the Buck still upstairs, he found himself in such a strong position. Really well played by Tracker there.
Yeah, just like to add to the people talking about it in chat, I do have 2 parrots. I'm very sorry. I've had to move down to the living room because my family's gone away, and I need to supervise the dog because otherwise he tries to dig up the sofa. So the parrots in the other room are quite loud. It's 2 African greys for anybody that's curious, and they're a right nuisance at the minute. I've got a dog cam for when we switch over to cameras again. So
yeah. I mean, it's
probably the most interesting thing I can do for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's giving us a really nice little summer vibe here in this summer vacation. I mean, for summer, I guess for some people, still summer vacation will be going on, or just about to end, or just ended. So this is like this nice summer vibe. I don't know how the weather is in the UK today, but here it's quite warm again after such a long time of lots of rain. So yeah, it kind of gives us that summer vibe again.
I just wish the parrots weren't half as loud.
Yeah.
They're pretty annoying. As I said, I can only apologise for the stream. It's a little bit B-Tech from me, but it won't happen in future. It's one of the last few days that I have to be down here, so
yeah. Well, it's okay. I guess it's not
should be fine.
bad. At least I'm not too distracted by it anyway. But hey, we're on 3-4 score. Tracker has reclaimed the lead, which they have been on for a few times. But since the roll stop, they have at least managed to win the first offensive rounds. On the side of MDF, we're just going back to the same bomb site, which they just lost. But that same thing happened for Tracker. They also lost the first defensive attempt on this basement. And the second attempt worked out very well for them. So maybe things will go the same for MDF. At the same time, Tracker is on a little bit of a momentum here, which could work in their advantage.
Indeed, it could. They've got blue open. I keep calling it blue. They've got dirt open again, and they've managed to get one of the Selma charges off on the hatch above the armory. The next one manages to go off, doesn't get caught out by that impact grenade. Looks like they probably hit the metal beams below, and that's going to be very perfect for them. Voodoo goes down though, unfortunately. He gets caught out by that impact grenade as well, which is going to finish him up. But even with that one man down, you've got so much work done. Are you going to be able to pull anything through with it?
Yeah, indeed, Tracker has done well. The hatches have been opened up. The floor is being opened up quite well as well. A little bit of contesting seems to be happening near blue, which really distracts MDF. They really need to watch so many different angles at the moment. And with 1 minute and 25 seconds, there's still a lot of time for the attacking team to work with, you know. So they still have some harsh breach utility on both Alex and the Buck, so they can still do lots of damage here and there. And if they manage the time well, they can do a lot of damage here, and that's exactly what's happening. Kazi getting taken up by Fergal, who's going for a very aggressive drop, gets the kill, and retreats, and takes a really nice trophy.
Yes, he does. Nade goes through, Sings, we're going to miss, but looks like Mirror's just going to be watching him through the hatch. They know that player's hanging around in dirt, and with the trades coming out, they're just going to be trying to do their best. Alex goes down to Tats, as Tats is going to be a little bit quicker on the trigger than he is. C4 tries to go out, but gets caught out by the Ace, and it's going to be redundant. The Wamai still hanging around, and Generator going to possibly be able to do something from that angle, because he does have a lot of, well, room to breathe. He has a lot of room to breathe, he has a lot of angles to deal with, and he can peek them all individually if he chooses to.
Yeah, Deckers just putting themselves ready for their approach, ready for the drop, ready for their engagement because the time is starting to tick down. 20 seconds remaining, and the Deckers, you can already see them. They're just lining up, waiting for the right moment to go for the executes. One from tunnel, one from blue, one from the kitchen hedge, and the first kill happens from Aegon. Takes out just the Bucks, therefore drops the hedge. It will soon go for the plants. Aegon in a bit of a gunfight there, but gets a kill, but gets traded. But then also Ferg in a bit of trouble, so the Buck will need to stick the plants. And as you mentioned, stick it will be just a 1 versus 1, as it's only him and the Wamai. The Fuse is down. Time is working his advantage. He knows what Wamai is, but Wamai gets the headshot kill.
What a shot!
We'll have plenty of time to go for the defense here. What a shot indeed. And a very, very happy moment for him in the team, of course. Otherwise, they would have been on 3-5, but they now managed to bring it back to an equal 4-4. Beautiful.
Nice little nod of the head from the production there.
Yeah.
Agreeing with us, saying what a beautiful shot. We like to see those. But 4-4. 4-4, such an ideal scoreline for both of these teams. Both of these teams, MDF, know they've got a challenge on their hands and really need to pull something out of the bag in order to do, well, really come away with this. And then on the opposite side, you've got a team like Tracker, who is looking at this situation positively. They're not looking at this situation like we're even right now. They're looking at this situation like we're even right now. Like we are a team with a 34% win rate, I think, if I remember correctly. And MDF have a 100% win rate, potentially the strongest team in the league.
Yeah, you might exactly be right. I've got it right here. 42% for Tracker there.
42.
Yeah, so
42% win rate. And they are coming up against a team like this that is an absolute monster throughout the entirety of this league. 100% win rate. And they are 4-4 on a map like Clubhouse right now. You cannot be in a better situation than this right now in that position.
Yeah, well, one of the big differences I can think of course, is that MDF already secured their spot for these finals, for the final stage, about 3 weeks ago. So they have had a little bit of a break where Tracker has had to fight for their spot until the very last week, the 5th week of stage 2, the Swiss stage. So maybe therefore they're a bit more in shape and yeah, have got the momentum in the working in their favor. I'm not entirely sure what MDF has been doing in the meantime. Of course, they haven't been sitting still, but yeah, that could just really work a little bit in the advantage of Tracker here.
Indeed, it could, but at the moment, with it being 4-4, they are just going to be thinking about the now rather than the future, and that's the best way to be. The ESA is on side. She's got them impact EMP grenades, but the Bandit is going to be tricking. Places down the first charge. It's going to actually be able to trick that side of the wall, but isn't going to be able to get the other half. As now they are going to be able to start taking swings onto the breach, but Kazi just swings the window, no fear at all, and they're just getting frags left, right, and center. Only 2 that are left are over on the opposite side, pushing from the CC construction side, and they haven't even gotten their way in the building yet.
Yeah, like even Alex being forced to use the blowtorch here on a soft wall, something you do not see too often here being used. But yeah, he has no choice. He wants to make his way in. This might be the quickest option, and at least he's now inside of CCTV from where he can slowly progress towards the rest of the building. He will have a bit of a trouble though, because the Mira is playing there inside of the office, and also Lasergate facing him, so he will need to find a way to deal with it. He might use the drone, I don't know.
Lasergate's going to be a really big issue here, because you've got the Lasergate in the way, you've got the Frost on the left side, and then you've got that mirror on the right that you've really got to deal with now. You've got to be able to get past that, and if you aren't able to, then you're kind of boned. The Frost swinging, though, is going to put a little bit of freedom into Jim if they are aware. This castle of Just is going to be just rotating straight in to the cache site, and I don't think either of them are super aware of the location of each other, but they both know that they exist, and that is enough in a lot of these gunfights. And speaking of enough, Just manages to secure that for himself. He tries to take the swing onto the window, but isn't able to find it. Looks like Egon is gonna be, well, coming into this with a vengeance right now. The swing on the window is Aina as he manages to find that kill at the end of the round and, well, win it out for his team. That's going to be 5-4 in favor of MDF.
Indeed, MDF reclaiming the lead. It's just going on and on. I'm not sure in what extent we can quickly bring up the scoreboard here so we can see like the like the trajectory of that of the rounds. Here we can see like it's really been going on and on. Every time there's one team in the lead, then the other one. But yeah, once again, it's MDF in the lead. And right now, it's going to be the rounds are becoming a bit more crucial because if MDF manage to win one more round, they will be on match point. Well, if Tracker wins a round, it will be a 5-5 score, and then the upcoming 2 rounds will be very important for this match. So yeah, we'll see how things go. It's this time again the bomb side that Tracker also one time played and didn't lost in the end. It's not the favorite bomb side of the teams, as it's yeah, one of the lesser options. But hey, we have seen teams do it in the past, and MDF is a very good team. Maybe they can defend this bomb side, which Tracker couldn't.
Maybe they can, maybe they can't. Who knows? We'll only find out when it comes underway. They've got the footholds on the stock room just to try and, well, make that room a little bit more of a danger to the attackers. And they've also got the head holes alongside the long corridor. Looks like Echo's going to be playing around Adam. We're going to be seeing if he can try and make some presence for himself over there, but no one actually going to be spawning on that side. Looks like it's an entirely strip-oriented take coming from, maybe even vertical, from the side of Tracker. Looks like they are just putting people on the balcony. They've opened up the hatch down to strip. It looks like IQ did that with a breaching charge, and they're just going to be seeing if they can get themselves in on the top floor and apply as much pressure from above as possible.
Yeah, last time the members of Tracker really struggled to get some control over the top floor, and now they need to take it again as it's so valuable for either side. The defenders can defend from above, attackers can easily defend from above, and yeah, they're kind of finding themselves in a similar position. Ace of Thermite Charge being activated here on the Jacuzzi Ball opens the first new entry point, slash line of sight for them. Also Shield also just standing there to just strengthen the position a little bit with a mirror window. There's also another window, is reinforced position that can, which intel can be gathered through, is also placed there, which makes it very difficult for the sides to yeah, get some control there.
Indeed. They are just going to be moving their way through strip now. They've got a couple of players getting quite aggressive. IQ going to be the first one through, making his way into billiards. Just peeking under that castle barricade, seeing what, well, you can see. They have spotted out this mute that's going to be sitting around on the bunk bed right now. They know the frost mats are underneath the windows, but the player hanging around underneath there is Kazi, and Kazi manages to secure one for himself. And, well, it's an angle everyone knows, but not a lot of people think about.
No, indeed, it's a very nasty angle, which causes Tracker to suffer casualty. And with just 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining, we don't have that much time, especially as Ada gets another kill there in Budo. We're now finding ourselves in a 5 versus 3 situation with just under a minute for Tracker to work with. They really need to step up the game, get some kills, equalize the main count if possible, which they do. But there's Variox with a kill there on Fergu, bringing things back to a 3 versus 2 in the advantage here of MDF. But then as Tracker gets a kill there on Variox, it's now a 2 versus 2 situation with 40 seconds remaining, which is a good amount of time for them to still make things work. They still have termites available with the EMP nades on the side of Osa, so they can still do a lot of damage. They can still create some rotations, opening holes, and so they create long sides. And almost the Osa finds a player, but unfortunately doesn't. Otherwise, I would have really changed the tides there for the side of Tracker.
I mean, the Frost hanging around main side is a bit of a bad position right now, as realistically she's got to get aggressive onto this planter, and if he's got cover, then I don't know if they're going to be able to find it. He runs through straight into the Frost sight line, and the castle takes the other, and that's going to be both kills found by MDF very quickly. Very well played by them.
You were mentioning how the position of the Frost is not that ideal, but at the same time, it's very unexpected. Tracker clearly wasn't expecting it and suffered the consequences of it. So with a 6-4 score, it's now MDF finding themselves in a very good position. Just one more round is needed for them to win this first map and secure that first map points, which isn't even one on their preferred map, as they didn't pick this one. They picked Cafe, the next map after this. But for now, yeah, they're in a good position. At the same time, Tracker Clan is very much aware of what they need to do. They need to win 2 rounds in a row right now to bring this match to a 6-6.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being...
it's definitely going to be a tall task either way from the side of Tracker Clan to really secure this for themselves.
And this round of this map could be over very soon, but at the same time, like I said, Tracker knows what to do. They need to win these two rounds in a row to bring this map to overtime and still have a chance to secure this map point on the map they prefer, the map they picked themselves. That's will be quite difficult. We have seen it before. Plenty of times a team won 2 rounds in a row during this matchup. And, well, actually, it seems like Tracker is getting a cookie of own dough. I don't even know what the English word is, version of that one is, but like taste. What is it? A taste of their own recipe? How do you say it? Medicine. That's the one. Yeah, Dutch would say a taste of their own medicine. But here it's a taste of their own medicine indeed. However, MDF not being super successful, even suffering quite a bit of damage there, also doing a bit of damage there on Alex. But Wolfrun right now just wasting a lot of time on their side, which can be valuable, but hey, he's wasting his time and he's just completely distracted. A perfect opportunity here for Fergo to go for a nice little flank, taking out the first member of MDF. Exactly what Tracker needs, because they need a point right now.
Indeed it is, as they are down on the scoreline. They found that opening frag, and I mean, if they're able to persist throughout the rest of the round, it is going to be very ideal for them. The hatches are open. They've got to be a bit careful and wary of where they really try and position themselves. But with Variox on this Warden being very aggressive, MDF aren't really in a terrible spot. They've managed to get everyone bunkered on site, and they are just trying to hold on to it. Kazi actually going to be hovering around those main stairs. Is Buck aware? There is no drone on him right now, and I think he's going to be checking that. Does check the bottom of main stairs, but doesn't check near the top, as now Kazi finally, like a snake following its prey, manages to quickly get the jump on to the little mouse hovering around. Looks like Smoke's going to be over in dirt as well, trying to watch some angles. Variox finds one for himself, and that's going to be a good frag for him, managing to give his team the advantage in the man count right now. And you've really got to be shaken mentally if you're on the side of Tracker right now.
Yeah, Tracker,
with that one disadvantage.
Yeah, tough position, less than a minute to work with. Alex going for the drop though, going for a very bold move, and unfortunately both the Mirror and then the Goyo canister doing an insane amount of damage, taking him out, and also Egan failing to win the gunfight, leaving Fergal all left standing in this 3 versus 1, for 4 versus 1 it was, but he managed to turn to 3 versus 1 with 40 seconds. He still has 3
And if anyone can do it, it's him.
If anyone can do it, indeed, it's him. But the Mirror is the first obstacle on his trajectory. But in the end, it's Aina coming from the flank, taking him out, and with a 7-5 score. Am I saying the right? 7-4 score. Yeah.
7-4.
Yeah, 7-4 score. It's MDF winning the first map.
Yeah, MDF managed to come out on top of the first map, and that's actually really good for them. Really, really good. They struggled near the beginning, even all the way up into the start of their own defensive half, and then they finally managed to really claw things together later on. And I think that is very good for them as a team, as they just kind of struggled.
Yeah.
Overall in the early rounds, so managing to really find their footing later on in the match is going to be very good for them, bringing it into their own map pick. And I think Tracker Clan have a lot more to work towards if they want to try and secure this reverse sweep.
Yeah, surely they lost their own map, and MDF of course picked Cafe Dostoevsky for a very good reason. So we should expect even more from MDF. But at the same time, this was a very close match, especially given the prediction that we have seen before, and also the win rates of Tracker. I do think Tracker still has some things in petto and could still give some surprises here and there and actually accomplish something. So since we're already a little bit late and we started a bit later than expected, we're just gonna have to throw to a little break here of about 5 minutes, and I will be back with the second map. So see you guys soon. And welcome back, everyone. Somehow our little transition, the nice introduction of our studio is still broken for some reason. I mean, sometimes we're having some trouble with ONX's basement. The cameraman is just sleeping a bit and doesn't know how to move the camera around anymore. But hey, we just need to work what we got. And yeah, Nash just chilling with his dogs right there. And his parrots, which are actually somewhere in the room as well. But,
no, they're in the other room.
Oh, you switched, or are they just that loud?
No, yeah, they're just that loud.
Okay. Well, either way, I hope it wasn't too annoying for our viewers, but so far, I mean, I've not been too distracted, luckily. But yeah, just enough about that. We have a beautiful match, of course, because we just have seen the first map of the match between MDF and Tracker Clan, which was a very well matched, a very close game between the two. But in the end, MDF turned out to be victorious with a 7-4 score, which was even the map pick of Tracker Clan. So yeah, let's just quickly bring up the team stats, which we didn't have too much time about to talk about earlier. MDF, of course, the one of the teams who already managed to win their first map, which was a clubhouse. And we're now going to Cafe Dostoevsky, which I'm not entirely sure how well they've been doing on the map, but given their 100% win rate, which is still intact after winning the previous map, they are a very good team indeed. Tracker Clan, on the other
Definitely.
hand,
You can only
yeah.
expect a lot from the side of MDF. MDF, if they don't succeed in what they're trying, then you kind of get disappointed, because realistically, as a team that's got a 100% win rate and is so strong, you can only imagine that they're going to be really on top of all of these situations. And
Yeah.
when you see them struggling like they were in the start of the first map, you kind of get a bit scared for them, because watching a team that's been so formidable throughout the entire league that get like fall off so hard, especially as I said at the start of the first map, it was pretty tough to watch. But I think they've sorted out their issues, and they're able to come back into the second map and show how dominant they really can be.
Yeah, and I guess for a lot of people that's expected, because if we take back a look again on the prediction of our community, we can actually see that 80% of our viewers is expecting MDF to be victorious today. And the first step is already made. They have won the first map, even though it took them a little bit more effort than maybe anticipated against a team like Tracker. But yeah, hey, so far MDF has been doing well as teams have expected, players our viewers have expected. And just taking a quick look on the map ban before we jump into this second map for today. So we just had Clubhouse was the first map for today, was a 5-8 score for MDF, or 7-5 score. And after this, we'll go to Cafe Dostoevsky, which I guess we can start soon, because the players should be joining the lobby, the last one. We're just waiting for one more player before we can start. But yeah, Cafe Dostoevsky is going to be the map. Let me just quickly dive into the little bit more details statistics that I have here from the teams. If I quickly take a look at MDF, should be above here somewhere. What I can see, MDF on Cafe, they have actually won it twice and never lost it. While for the side of Tracker Clan, which also should be around here somewhere. Tracker Clan, yeah, here I got it. Tracker Clan has lost it once time. Lost it one time, so they will now need to, they haven't been doing as well on Cafe Dostoevsky as their opponent has been doing. But of course, it's only one time within ESA Cup Season 6, so we cannot really pull too much information from that. The production side is whispering to me that we're going to have to do a little rehost. I guess the last player was just having some issues to actually join the game, so this means that we have a bit more of time now to just talk about the upcoming map, what we can expect of it.
Sorry, I'm distracted by the dog cam, and it's my own cam.
Yes.
What were you saying? Sorry.
I just was whispered in the ear by the production side that one of the players was apparently having an issue to join the game, so we're just gonna have a little delay. We're just have a bit more time to talk about the upcoming map, or even to talk about the previous map before this map will actually start.
Well, I mean, realistically, I'm unsure if either of these teams have really played Cafe Dostoevsky coming up to the playoffs. Where did they play that?
So what I just mentioned is that Tracker Clan this season played it one time and ended up losing with a round difference of -2, while Project 100 has actually played it twice and won it twice. Sorry, Project 100, sorry, MDF I'm looking for, sorry. MDF actually played it twice, so basically won it twice with a round difference of +9 in total. So,
well, I mean, as a whole, when it comes down to Cafe Dostoevsky and just the way the map is played, the map is super duper methodical.
Yeah,
like incredibly methodical. the only way you can really play on the front foot as an
Mhm.
aggressive player is if you're on the defense.
Yeah.
Where so as an attacker, you have to clear so much stuff. You have to take, like, if they're on the bottom floor, you have to take at least the middle floor before you can really start pressuring.
Yeah.
And really just develop strategies as a team in order to be able to just coordinate properly for these sorts of things. Because I mean, I think I argue personally that Cafe is best played when it's played in Latin America.
Okay. Yeah, well, of course, we are in Europe, so things are just a little bit different. If I'm also looking specifically at ESA
But the reason
Cup,
why is because of how aggressive they are in defense.
yeah, what I'm even reading here for ESA Cup specifically, like just the stats from this season, what I'm seeing is that it's a fairly well-balanced map within this competition. It's a 49 versus a 51%, so just slightly defensive favorite within ESA Cup, but at the same time, the map was only played a total of 6 times, so it's one of the lesser played maps at the moment, which is actually surprising to me. There's only one map that has been played less than Café Dostoevsky, which is Skyscraper at 4 times. And then there's just a few maps which has been played just as much, which were Border and Bank. So yeah, it's a bit of a surprise that Café has kind of been dropping down the presence. But at the same time, yeah, okay, that's the way it is. I believe the players are ready, yes, so we can just jump into the game right now. The match is loading in. So let's just do a little introduction here of the map of Café Dostoevsky, and then we can soon go into the gameplay. And there we go, the beautiful map of Café Dostoevsky just loading in the snowy map. And I have a little introduction here over the bomb sites that we will be seeing. We'll just jump into the gameplay right now. And there we go. So the operator band phase, nice. Just something you always like to talk about. So take it.
I like the sound of my own voice too much. Right. So on Cafe, attack wise, you mainly want to take out fraggers again. So you want to take out these fraggers. It's a very easy nitpick that you can go for. Something like the Narc, who can avoid your cams because of how many cameras there actually are default on the map. Very, very good ban. Even with her recent nerf, you take out the Jackal. That
Yeah. Of the times we see this map, this will be the first bomb site to be played. And yet Café Dostoevsky is one of those maps where every single bomb site could be played, really. There's 4, which of which all can be played, while the one of mining slash fireplace is the lesser one. But still, every bomb site is very much playable. Something we cannot say about every single map in the game.
Well, yeah. I mean, some maps do just suffer, like, as a whole, when it comes down to certain bomb sites.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, looking at Cafe, just every single site is capable of being played. People are still coming up with new mining strats for, and I'm not talking about Minecraft, for the particular site on this map. And then there's still like reading and the way that's played. Some people like to open up the bookshelves, some people like to keep them closed, things like that. So I think there's a lot that really can happen, but we've had a player rage quit, so we'll have to find out what has actually happened.
Yeah, that's a good question. We haven't heard anything from the player yet, so it's a bit of a question what's going on here. But it's a very unfortunate thing for Tracker there, because of course a round has already started, so there's not much that they can do at this moment, and they will need to play with a 5 versus 4. But yeah, how many times have we already seen? Oh, sorry. How many times have we already seen a player just getting killed very early on? And yeah, well, talking about that, it's actually a perfect opportunity, of course, for MDF. I'm just waffling too much, but the rush was already planned, and just losing this player already on the side of Tracker is just making things even more possible for MDF. Going inside, getting the fuser down, getting 2 kills in total, bringing us to a 4 versus 2 post-play situation, with Fergadeng able to take out the blitz, but still the fuser is down, and he's getting finished as well. It's all coming out to Alex, who's playing on red, finds one, takes out Tethers, stats, and leaves us with 2 versus 1. Gets a knife kill as well on Just.
Why would you drop off the roof?
This is possible. He just needs to find the Duka. He needs to take her out. She's just hiding in Coastal Lounge. Valkyrie possibly doesn't know where she is at this moment. And the time is ticking on 14 seconds. He needs to go now to go for the kill and find the diffuser to take care of it. But with 8 seconds passing by 7 seconds, he's just too late already. There's no time remaining for him to actually defuse the diffuser and win this round. And even then losing his life to Kazi. A very unfortunate round for Tracker there, with then the player losing connection and then also getting rushed.
Indeed, super unfortunate for, well, the side of Tracker. Once again, sort of suffering in the later end of the round and kind of unable to adapt to the situation at hand. But one thing I will say is, the person on Ying there, I didn't quite catch who it was, but the person on Ying there completely threw that round. If the Kebi wasn't hiding on the other side, that would have been absolutely awful. That would have been a terrible throw because, I mean, as a whole, you had the perfect position. You can see the plan. You have a perfect little window to show. You don't need to drop off the roof and chase that frag, and you died doing that. That was terrible, and I think, like, I'm not gonna hold that back, and I'm not gonna say like it had any redeeming qualities, because it didn't. That was an awful play. We need to rethink those, boys.
Yeah, indeed. Something for Tracker.
Stick our positions.
Yeah, Tracker just needs to rethink. One thing that is looking positive for them is that they're now playing with a full squad of 5. Well, the chances have increased a little bit there. And they're just going for the same bomb side. I mean, some mistakes have been made, some weaknesses were exploited by their opponents, and with some proper adjustments, they would potentially be more successful this time around.
Deploying ADS.
Attacker just trying to make their way to the building, looking for a way to once again exploit the opportunities that can be found. Valkyrie currently on a roam downstairs. I don't think a single player has been entering downstairs from the attacking side, so she can roam a lot, but won't find anyone anytime soon. But potentially with the cameras placed in the C4 the pockets, she could do some damage from below later on.
It does look like, sorry, it does look like we have a little bit of a stalemate going on. Player going to be repelling into that piano window very aggressively. Thrones immediately to try and avoid any gunfire. Can't quite see him from the bathroom. Is the Wamai, but the Nitrocell goes out. How does that not find its man? And instead, it is going to be a bullet that finds it. But that C4 was beautiful. Some would argue perfect, but Tat's going to be on the top of those red stairs, going to be trying to get aggressive into piano, unable to find anything as of yet. The mirror window across the way going to be quite scary, and he's going to be wary of that. Manages to get a Valcam, and is going to be just hovering around with his ledge as Yuki tries to get all the way through into Piano. Manages to claim some space for himself, but almost gets caught out by the mirror window across the way. The Echo going to be tickling him down just a little bit, and these players going to be very close as Egon manages to find that one behind the cigar balcony. The remaining player going to be hovering around downstairs, drop down into pillar, and yes.
Not a lot of time, especially when you're all alone. He doesn't have any drones, he does have some flashbangs and still one of his nomads air jabs, but with that he cannot do too much. The gun is going to be his biggest friend in this case, and with this he needs to find 4 and also needs to reclaim the diffuser to potentially assist him. 25 seconds, he goes for the drop, he goes for the engagement, tries to find the first, but no, the other members of Tracker to get the kill in this case. And just like the previous map, we're starting out with a 1-1 score. These teams are still seeming to be well matched, and Tracker is clearly not giving up yet and really wants to show what they're made of.
Indeed they are. Now, looking at the way this is going so far, once again it's remained very even at the start, but I think with the dominance coming out of Tracker Clan there could be them trying to strike a comeback, because with the way they've played coming into the previous round or so, they've been struggling, especially towards the end of the last map, as we brought up before, and now in that first round they really suffered, even though there was like a blatant throw from that Ying on the roof. So we need to see a bit more out of them, and with that, well, almost flawless round coming out in the previous one, they're definitely going to be happy, and they're definitely going to be moving it forward from here.
And the Trackers finding themselves like in the harder position. They need to win a map if they still want to have a chance to win this match, of course, because their opponent is already on 1 map point, but they have to take a match point. So Tracker Clan really needs to make this work in order to potentially go to the decider map and still have a chance to be victorious. The decider map, just quickly taking a little peek here, is going to be Villa. So if Tracker wants to go to Villa, they need to win this map here. Still, okay, well that happens apparently. But hey, yeah, we're just Tracker knows what they need to do, and they have a mission, a clear mission. Well, of course, MDF just wants to end this match as soon as possible to secure their spot in the semi-finals, in the top 4 of this competition. MDF are already trying to work their way towards the building, just looking for those first entry points. Café Dostoevsky is one of those maps where getting the top to floor clear is one that's quite desired by a lot of teams, and generally just takes about 20 to 40 seconds in general to actually establish as it's such a vertical map. But hey, the players are getting ready. The defenders are mostly playing downstairs, so the attackers will get quite a bit of free space to establish their control. Already have established control over the second floor as well, or first floor, depending on where you're from in the worlds. But from here, they are establishing enough control to potentially start contesting the bomb site quite a lot. C4's already been thrown up, but not finding any target, unfortunately. A nice attempt there, but not mark. With Buck already inside and upstairs, can already create those verticals to make it very difficult for the defenders to play downstairs. Nades even being thrown through those holes, not finding any targets so far. But yeah, like I said, it will be very difficult for the defenders to play on site with all that verticality being made.
Indeed, we do have that player outside of the garage wall. It's going to be Thermite. Yuki going to be moving around, trying to walk past those head holes, but does get himself caught a little bit as he gets tagged up. But the players above going to be trying to take some shots onto people like Budo, but that frag coming out on the reverse angle is going to be absolutely ideal for this defensive side, especially when it's coming out of Tracker Clan. They have taken some shots themselves, and they are going to need to try and step things up here as they do come forward into the round, try and find a bit more for themselves. This Wamai is known, well done and dusted if anyone does try and take the swing, but he is going to be hovering around behind the shield.
Yeah, with Gazi taken care of, it's now 4 versus 5, and the attackers they don't have that much time anymore to actually establish further control, or at least get too much time to work with. But now Variox and just have other plans. They find both Alex and Fergu suddenly turning the tides and working into the favor towards the side of MDF. Suddenly things seem to be more possible as they now have established some man control and will soon be able to make an entry into the bomb sites. Just Aegon here in the way, in a very strong position at VIP, finding a further, Verix taking care of, still the Buck taking care of, but still he's still in this position. Lots of casualties on either side with the 2 versus 2. The time is starting to tick. There's not much time left for the second team to work with. The 15 seconds they need to make and find a way past that Wamai finally taken care of. It's all coming down to the Jaeger here on site. That's a nice line of sight towards the Fraser, but no, the Nomad comes from behind. The perfect timing from MDF. And the Jaeger, of course, cannot watch both of the angles and gets taken out. And that's one more round for MDF.
Very well coordinated from the side of MDF, managing to really isolate these players, find the frags they needed, especially after losing that opening pick from a player like Budo. That Jaeger that was last remaining alive, managing to find that early frag is going to be very good to get him dealt with in the end and move yourself forward into the next few rounds, giving yourself a little bit of an advantage going forward.
And indeed, MDF just reclaiming the lead, which I lost after previous rounds. And with them already on that 1 map point, as you can like see, the little boxes filled next to the name. This is a BO3. They already find themselves in a pretty good position. Even if they lose this map, it won't be the end of the world for them. Of course, they desire to win this map and desire to win with a 2-0. They just are in a bit of a nicer position compared to Tracker, who really needs to win this map in order to survive and continue in this competition. Because, like I already said before, we are in stage 3, the finals, which is a single elimination bracket. And if you just lose one match, which is the BO3, you are completely eliminated.
That is the case. There is no coming back if you get eliminated. No lower bracket in sight. You are just lost to the Wolves. So, with the remaining teams, the remaining 8 that we do have under our wing, we are going to be having to see them really fight it out, tooth and nail now. Tracker Clan, I'm pretty sure, am I saying it right if I say they're the lowest rated coming into playoffs?
They are.
Versus the highest rated, which is MDF in their first match.
Yeah, that's correct.
So, very unfortunate seeding from them, as they did end up coming very bottom of the 8 remaining teams. But that doesn't mean they're not too... Well, it doesn't mean that you can mess with them without paying the price in some situations, as they have really proven their comeback story to be real.
Yeah, indeed. And with Budo already taking out very early on in the round, things are again working in the favor of MDF. At least that first kill that's helping them out. It's not, they haven't won the round yet, but the first bit of work is being done, and will certainly affect how this round potentially will go on. We're playing in Kitchen again, which was just played by Tracker, which wasn't successfully defended. So with hopefully some adjustments, they will be more successful this time around. Fergie also getting a bit of trouble here. He's playing on red stairs, not a position you would expect a Smoke to be playing, especially at this time. And with his free smoke, and so he is taking a very high risk, but he could potentially also find very high rewards, as his position is completely unknown at the moment.
It is completely unknown as of right now, but roaming around that little white corridor, he is going to be getting himself in an engagement sometime soon with that player that is just hovering around on those white stairs. Do they know of each other's whereabouts? That player has moved off, but still kind of close by. He knows the Buck has made some presence throughout the entirety of this floor, manages to get the shred onto the IQ's head, and now they do still have 2 players above, but they've also got a threat to deal with alongside it.
Yeah, Fergus still playing here upstairs, causing a lot of chaos and distraction for the attacking side, but meanwhile is the Buck getting killed there on the Kate, who was playing on side, I believe. So now we find ourselves in a 3 versus 3 situation with 45 seconds on the clock, and finally just finds Fergus, takes him out, and at least that's one less thing for the MDF to worry about. Now they find themselves in a 3 versus 2 with the defenders playing on side, but especially as Warden is also being taken care of. Alex, it's all coming down to Aegon, playing in a very strong position where he was playing before, but now this position is no longer as valuable as it was before. The attackers already have got side control, and they're just coming from behind. He takes out Aegon, and it's one more round going to MDF, giving us a 3-1, I believe, right?
3-1 scoreline. Super dominant at the moment from the side of MDF. MDF really showing what they're worth coming into this second map. It is their map pick, so it is to be expected. And I mean, with the way they're playing so far, they've really started amping up as time's gone on,
Yeah.
and Tracker's got more and more work to do as they get further and further ahead. So realistically, they need to find that turning point now. They need to start making that drastic change before the second half.
Yeah.
They need a 4-2 split minimum.
And you know, like how we were earlier talking about how this final stage is single elimination. I was just doing a little bit of digging. I was like just looking through Wikipedia to the information available. And as far as I can see, at least since season, like all the way to season 3, that's as far as I can go back on Wikipedia. There hasn't been a single elimination bracket. Every single time from season 3 all the way to season 5, there has been double elimination. So there's a bit of a little change here on the side of ESA. Got season 6. Like I don't know how things went in season 2 or even season 1 when they were called differently. But yeah, there's been some time since we have seen a single elimination finals bracket.
I mean, the fun part about single elimination is nobody is, well, nobody's fine with going into the lower bracket because there isn't a lower bracket in the first place. So when you're in this position and you're having to fight tooth and nail for, well,
Attackers have located a bomb.
what is essentially a best of 3, best of 1 round sort of situation, best of 1 game, I guess, best of 1 match. Even though it's a best of 3 maps, it's one of those where there's a lot of desperation in both of these teams, and it leaves very little to the imagination. Everything is on the table as we are just going further and further into this now.
Yeah, indeed, we're going further and further in. This is the second map of this first BO3 of stage 3. And so far, MDF is in the leads. They have already won the first map with a 3 versus 1 score right now. They find themselves in a 4 versus 3 situation, which again is looking very good for them. They were the first team to suffer casualty in this round, but they have made a nice comeback by taking out 2 tracker members, leaving us with this 4 versus 3. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining as well, so there's quite a bit of time for them to work with at this moment. But with quite a bit of tracker members here on the loose, going on the road, we might soon see some casualties on the offensive side. There we go. 35 seconds. Yeah.
Drop the diffuser.
I think so, yeah. And the mirror knows that, and they know they need to come from different angles right now. Finds that, takes out that player. Still coming to the castle with some positions on white stairs, and it's known. And with the little nice bit of dancing here behind the playable shields. Yeah, this is another good position for the Sledge to be in. He loses his life, and Tracker finally secures a round again, and brings us to a 3-2.
So perfect. Managing to find themselves that win in that round is going to be so good for them. Finding that second round for themselves just in the position where it's already 3-1 means you have another opportunity straight after. You have another opportunity to get even closer to putting yourself one step ahead of a team like MDF on their own map pick. So at the moment, even though they're a map down, they're definitely a leg up after that round.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, Tracker really wanting to show their worth. I mean, like we said, they shouldn't have been here in the first place as they lost in the group stage originally. But we're giving a second chance as the team drops out, and just making it through the second stage. And then right after that is just such a good story, and they're just not ready to give up the story. And Tracker keeps fighting, and against a team as good as MDF, they are playing very well. And even here, even on the map picked by MDF, the favorite map of MDF, potentially, they are still doing very well and are still having the possibility here to make it work in their favor and secure this map to their side, which would then bring us to the side of map, the third one.
Indeed, it would be, but it looks like this blitz on side is something I find very fun, especially alongside the Lion. It's something that's going to be running straight in through that bakery side. I'm pretty sure. I'm seeing a rush here. They do have the hard breach, and you might think that's going to mean they're going to slow down. But the player on either side shuts that down, gets the kill onto the blitz. The Lion finds the kill onto the man behind the counter. That's going to be Jaeger, as now they're just going to be trying to get aggressive through prep. They've got the wall open. They found one, but lose the Lion in the process. And now they've stagnated, they've stopped, they aren't able to get any further. They find another frag onto the Ace, but it's just going to be the one lone straggler hovering around inside of Bakery, and it's just Tats remaining. If you can find this one last pick, you can come into the next half 3-3, and one goes almost down, I think, does end up falling, and now Tats falls as well. The player through the head holes on the long angle, the debris on the observer's side, client side debris, going to be ruining the view a little bit, but finding that is perfect for the side of Tracker. You've equalized, you've managed to get a 3-3 split in a situation that looked dire, and now you move on to the attack.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen the similar situation on Clubhouse, right? Clubhouse was also a 3-3 split, and just like Clubhouse, this map is very well balanced, at least if we look at the stats of ESA Cup. So from here, either team still has a perfect chance on winning some rounds. It was Tracker who decided to start as the defending team. They will now move on to the offensive side, but like I said, the chances on the offensive side are just as good. It really depends on how well they will do themselves and how good they are on the offensive side, but there's plenty of opportunity here for Tracker to potentially win this map. So it would be a beautiful story, especially I would love to go to all 3 maps. We're having BO3 for good reason, and this is the final stage. These are the 8 best teams remaining, so I would love to see as many close matches as possible. Tracker has a good chance here to make it happen.
Indeed they do. Setting up these mirror windows on the top floor, looks like they are going to be opting for a similar sort of stratagem to the opposing side, and well, can you really blame them? It's a very strong strategy. It's one of those that's used quite often, but it looks like they're not going to be going for the long angle mirror this time. This team isn't going to be going for that at all. They've reinforced both of those walls on the bathroom and in freezer, so they are opting completely away from holding Piano unless they have a man set on Pixel, but even then, he's very unguarded.
Yeah, deployable shield seems to have been placed in there, so they seem to be wanting to defend it at one point, even though someone is not right there at the moment. I believe the players are currently playing near the minibar, just trying to hide away for a little moment, just trying to go for a surprising attack whenever it gets a chance, and then fall back later on. And it's of course my Kazi, who's now holding the position.
Oh, if Alex throws a nade in this window, this could be crazy. This could just delete Kazi from the game. I don't think he has any magnets on him. Like, I say on him, but I mean like actually around him.
Yeah. And that's indeed a good question, whether he has those, but they might have placed on the ceiling.
He doesn't.
On the ceiling and yeah, we don't see them, right? Yeah, we should be able to see them indeed. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're over closer to Pixel. I'm pretty sure all of his magnets are closer to Pixel, or like on the sofas or on the armchairs that are inside of Piano, so I think he's ruined if someone throws a nade in that window.
Yeah, just here playing right below the hatch here on right stairs, sees the Twitch cam drone coming in, likely will give the call to his team that they need to take it out, but purposely ignores it to go for the surprise attack, finds Badu. That's the ace of the board, a huge loss here for side of Tracker. Then it's Kazi with a kill on, getting another kill there on the Nomad, but at the same time Tracker fighting back through, getting a double kill, almost a first, but then falls unfortunately to the side of Alex. It's a 2 versus 2 situation. HP advantage going to the side of Tracker, which still has 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining to make it work for them. They just need to regroup a little bit, gather some information. They have both Yana and the Twitch drones in play, Yana holograms to scout for information. They find one of the players, and just by taking their time a little bit, which they have, they can still make it work here.
I do want to make people aware that I just gasped at that kill and then immediately started choking on the air. So as we move forward in the rest of this round, we are going to be trying to go for those vertical nades, unable to find anything at the moment, and Mira is going to be positioning herself on pallets. The Yana does know of this at this very moment in time. Going to be rotating over to red stairs to assist a teammate, as now Twitch making their way all the way through into piano. They know these walls are reinforced. They're going to be making their way through over the shield and seeing if they can get the flank onto this player in bathroom. Actually able to find it as he isn't looking. The warden falls, and now it's going to be one man left remaining. One man with a mirror window, one man with a dream, as he does end up missing out on the frag, and Alex finds it, winning that round for his team. Tracker Clan go up 4-3 in the first round of the second half.
Yeah, Tracker finally retaking the lead. I mean, they have been behind in MDF for quite a bit of time. At one point, it was a 3-1 score, but now it's a 3-4 score. So Tracker doing an absolute amazing job. I believe that means that Tracker has won 3 rounds in a row. Observer, can we confirm on the scoreboards? I think so.
Indeed, they have. They went from
right.
3-1 to 3-2, all the way to 3-4.
Wow. Okay, like I said, Tracker really wants to show that they're worth it, that they are a good team. It was supposed to be in the third stage, and that they just had a bad time in the group stage. And so far, they are doing a great job. Of course, the fight isn't over. They still need to win at least 3 more rounds to secure the second map. But they are on a good track, as they have now reclaimed their lead.
That they do, but this is an incredible comeback so far on the opposing team's map pick. If this goes to a third map, I'll be very surprised and very disappointed, because I've got 2 pirates that are really driving me up the wall. But either way, we are gonna be looking at a situation where these teams are just going to be switching up their strategy. They've reinforced both of the bathroom walls this time once again, but this time leaving open both of those walls inside of piano on, well, the freezer.
Yeah, in combination with the mirror. Sorry?
The mirror windows are going to have a crossfire.
Yeah, exactly. In combination with the mirror window, those lines of sight can be very dangerous. Mirror can get lots of information, cannot directly benefit from it herself, but just those scholars are going to be extremely worthy. And the defenders are not going to find, attackers are not going to feel themselves very safe when they are in the line of sight of that mirror window.
Indeed, they're not. With them being positioned in the places they are, just managing to find an opening for Ivan Fergu. That's a player you want to find. He's been absolutely incredible in these previous, in this map and the previous one. Almost finding a bullet to the face though, as he is quite weak now. Valkyrie going to be making her way through the corridor, but I don't know if Yana's aware. Yana might be, as she has backed off inside of meeting, and just alongside his teammate Yuki are going to be hovering around, just keeping their position as safe as possible. Yana rotates back down the corridor to go over towards Pillow with a drone, but it looks like the Solace is just going to be hovering around in that corner. She's still there. She's going to be holding on to it as long as she can, but the player swinging above isn't able to find it for himself.
Even if Just doesn't make it out alive, he's just doing a great job of wasting time, but he even managed, no, he does not manage to kill, but get a little assist right there, as he did create the distraction. Eagle then, however, the kill there on Just, but Eagle falling himself to the hands of the Momai, will get another kill right there, and therefore we're only left with the Nomad, who's still on the rappel, finds Kazi, but with a 3 versus 1 situation. It's a tough one. There's a bit of time, however, from the Nomad. She can still regroup, she can get some information and try to just work carefully with it. She can take her time, but Sanvariox gets the kill right there. It's the last Trigger member being taken care of. And once again, the score has been equalized, and we're back on a 4-4.
Well, 4-4 score equalized, as you said, and I mean, coming into the rest of this game now, we've seen this scoreline before. And this is where the light started shining in MDF's eyes, where the sun just absolutely blew up. Like the fire behind their eyes just lit up. And I mean, if it's anything to tell, it's more than likely going to be theirs to win if they do start bringing that pressure once again. But we could also see the reverse, as it is their map pick, and we saw them do the same to Tracker Clan on the last map.
Yeah, and after MDF just attempted the bomb site twice, they have been finally successful. Therefore, they must now go to different bomb sites. And instead of opting for the kitchen one that you would kind of expect, they have decided to go for reading fireplace. A very perfectly possible bomb site, a very interesting one as well, with the verticality in mind. And that's exactly what MDF is setting up for. Having control over the top for as long as possible, because of course they can use it in their advantage to defend the bomb site from above. But at the same time, it's a mission to keep it out of the hands of the attacking team, because once the attacking team has it in control, they can make it an absolute nightmare for the defenders to play on side.
Well, looks like Solace is probably going to want to go for a run out here. She has prepped the window and is going to be just waiting around, but no one really postured up outside of it yet.
Yeah, mostly barrels happening on the north side, so the soldiers just need to be a little bit more careful, but who knows, maybe at a later moment it will turn out to be valuable. But for now, it's just something that she can keep in mind. Meanwhile, attackers are setting up to just contest the bomb set of the building a little bit from the outside, finding their first entry points or where they can put the first bit of pressure. But some very nice Valkyrie camps, which can give loads of information to defensive sides, and potentially she can lead to some C4 kills from below. I mean, just keep in mind, both Tats and Kazi have those C4s in the pocket and can use those. But luckily, that side, Budo has brought the IQ to locate those.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Valkyrie going to be a big pick in this matchup, as now we see the information of this Solace and Valkyrie working together, actually succeeding in getting them a kill onto Nomad, which, I mean, once the enemy team starts taking vertical pressure, and by enemy team I mean Tracker Clan, that's where you start to suffer on the attacking side, because you really have to be careful about these players and their positioning, because they can get this quick little rotate onto you if they really decide to try it.
Yeah, Attackers getting more and more control over the stop throw, but still need to establish quite a lot. More than half of the round already expired, so they need to be careful.
One nade onto this white stairs gets 2 kills.
Sorry?
There was just a player hugging mute.
Yeah, but in the end, it's the members of MDF getting the kills here instead. Varrier's getting killed, 2 kills in total. That was 4 kills coming out. Virgo, however, now finding himself in a 5 versus 1, does take out Tats, but then just with the final kill, getting injured himself, is still getting the kill in the end. Oh, the Valkyrie was injured, sorry. It's one more round going to MDF. To MDF. So again, MDF reclaiming the leads, putting us on a 5-4 score, just like we have seen on the map Clubhouse. And the last time we saw MDF on a 5-4 score, they managed to win 2 more rounds in a row and end the match with a 7-4. So, yeah, it's really now or never for Tracker to win those rounds, because if they continue to lose rounds right now, things are not looking great for them.
You know how many people told me this game would be a complete stomp, and I told them otherwise because I knew Tracker Clan had this potential.
Don't get me wrong, I predicted MDF. My prediction is MDF to win, but I am predicting, or was predicting this match to be very close as well. Like, Tracker is not a team to be underestimated. They haven't done that well in the group stage, and that really ruined their statistics, really. And also throughout the whole Swiss stage, they were struggling a little bit, but at the same time, they were the lowest seeded team, meaning they always have to play against the highest possible seeding team. So they have been tested to the maximum, to the max in the best stage, and they have made it through. So I guess Tracker is capable of a lot of things, and yeah, again today they are being tested once more.
I mean, yeah, they are being tested to the limit. Fergu gonna have to try and pick things up at once again and see if he can get even further than he already has. Get a little anime character on the go, get his plus ultra, Super Saiyan, God knows what. But it looks like Justice finding one very early onto a Thermite, which is going to hurt.
That's hurt indeed, because of course Tracker on a 5-4 score, no working in their favor. But the rush is still going on. I mean, the rush, the aggressive play is still going on. The Montaigne already is trying to establish some control. C4 is being thrown, but perfectly evaded. And they just continue to put loads of pressure here on the breaker. Nades being thrown but caught by the ADSs. And yeah, this pressure goes on and goes on. And so far, nothing established yet.
Yeah, nothing at all from either side. No one's really lost any positioning. No one's gained anything. And I mean, that's very good with the man advantage that you have on the defensive side. But as you lose Kazi, that man advantage disappears. you have lost someone with passive utility, so that utility is already on the board and already active, doing what it needs to do. So, your pick is infinitely more worthwhile.
Yeah, but with the solos upstairs, he finds himself in a very strong position. Unfortunately, doesn't have any impact anymore to create some verticality towards the prep room for later on. But for now, she can still use her gun to create some of those holes. Meanwhile, it's the Montaigne getting more and more control, already pushing into Bakery further and further, already very close to the rotation. But he needs to be very careful that he doesn't push too far, because there's still one player prep, and he will need his team to support him in order to get him out of there.
Indeed, Mute still hovering around, as you just said. Ooh. And that's going to be very scary for them. Egon manages to find that pick onto the Mute, and now he's going to be completely done, dusted, dealt with, and one Mai is soon to follow. Malusi going to be still hovering around this area as well, finds one for herself, manages to find the Monty as well, and she's going to be on an absolute tear right now, as she has just almost possibly saved the round for her team.
Yeah. I was about to say that might have just saved the round for the side of MDF. Yuki, however, still being contested quite a lot, getting damaged quite a lot, but just with the kill there on Fergus, leaving Aegon all left standing this latch in this 2 versus 1 situation. 40 seconds remaining, still has the drone, still can gather information for himself. But the diffuser is lost somewhere on the floor to his south, I guess in prep, and he will need to get that one as well. But those 2 remaining players are even a bigger problem. Have some very nice long lines of sight for him, and some very nice cross angles. Even if he manages to get close to one, the other one likely will be able to refrag. And therefore Egon finds himself in a nearly impossible situation here.
Seconds to go.
And he gets
very unlucky. Yeah. Just manages to find that frag, and that's going to be very good for MDF, bringing them up to that match point. 6-4 once again. In a very good position.
Yeah, 6-4 indeed. So this could very much mean that this match might be over soon if we kind of repeat the same score of the previous map. But of course, I'm not hoping that to happen. I want this map to go to the full 6-6 and go to overtime, where we get 3 extra rounds. But before we reach that moment, Tracker Clan needs to win 2 rounds in a row right now. And they have lost quite a few rounds in a row, unfortunately, right now. So they are not in a very good position.
Indeed they are, as you said. Very good position for the side of both teams, I guess. Tracker Clan in the sense that it is still possible. They're not too far away. They're not 4 or 5 rounds away. They're only 2. But it's still very good for the side of MDF, and possibly even below standard for some of the people in their lineup to really be struggling this much against, in quotation marks, a team like Tracker Clan. Yeah. As they are much lower rated. But every team has potential to have real big turnarounds in these tournaments and in these leagues. They definitely are able to really change little things in order to counter specific teams. And when you've got a team as dominant as MDF, you're going to want to try and cater to them.
Yeah, indeed. So right now, Tracker find themselves in a do-or-die situation. They need to win 2 rounds in a row without losing a single round. So they have to clear a mission once more. And they really need to make it work right now, because if they don't, they will be eliminated from ESA Cup Season 6. So they know what to do. They have a clear mission, and this hopefully gives them a good amount of determination to hopefully give them just like the little boost that they require at this moment.
Indeed, Yuki hovering around that middle floor. Very odd choice to have specifically Yuki hovering around that middle floor, because I mean, he's kind of suffered throughout this game so far. He's 4-7, not really doing a grand amount, but I guess if just wants him up by his side, then that's going to be perfect for them. Kazi finds one, Yuki's soon to follow as he does fall. And now Liana takes a swing, just manages to find that onto Alex. Badu falls as well, and it's going to be a 2v4.
Yeah, luckily, however, Fergus is able to find Just, bringing things to a 3 versus 2. So still Tracker, still in the race, still things possible. Yes, they do not have the man advantage at the moment, but with 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining, there's a little bunch of time for them to work with. I mean, there's still Twitch available, but we still have even Twitch drones. We can look for Valkyrie camps, take care of those. Take care of the one My Disc, which allows the Ash to take control over the shield. So there's quite a bit of things the attacking team can still do up to this moment. And as long as they are careful with their time and manage it well, they can still make it work. It only takes 1 kill to equalize the man count. So it's very, very possible. And as they almost take out Kazi, things are starting to do very well. But Kazi is going to kill Fergus there, and then Ted's going to kill an Aegon. And then unfortunately, things just fall apart, and suddenly the round goes to Tracker Clan. Sorry, to
That was
MDF.
a
Sorry.
beautiful shot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just screamed.
Yeah.
That was incredible. All right, little surprise for the stream. You are coming back to a bird cam, as it has been requested by a couple of the production members. So you'll be able to see the little bird hovering around in his little cage.
Yeah, that's been your third caster for this evening, or the live crowd as it has been called in the Twitch chat. So there they are. Finally, some visual on those little noisy birds. But yeah, those are the
Yeah,
ones.
that's only one of them. I can probably run in there and grab my camera and
Yeah.
then show you the other one, but you'll have to
that's
take
okay.
over.
I guess
I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway.
Well, either way, this also gives a bit of time to talk about the maps that we've just seen. Of course, MDF being the big winner here, winning 2 maps in total out of the 3 maps in this BO3. No need to play the third one because they have already won 2 in a row, and that's more than enough for them to secure a place in the semifinals after winning this quarterfinal against Tracker Clan. And also means that we unfortunately will say goodbye to Tracker Clan, as they now have officially been eliminated, and are the first elimination out of the 4 to come in this first week of the third stage. As you can see, Nash just walking around the house. We're seeing Nash back. That's not a bird, that's Nash. I guess you showed the bird. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. But now finally, Nash is back himself. And yeah, Nash, what do you have to say about this match?
Well, as a whole, as I said, Tracker Clan really proved their worth. They really put some stuff onto the table that we've never seen from them before. Against a team like this, of this caliber, MDF, one that has been stupidly dominant throughout the entire league, it's insane. So yes, they lost 7-4 both maps, but I think they can walk away with a smile on their faces, knowing that even though they were the bottom seed in playoffs, they put up a hell of a fight against the top.
Yeah.
So I think more than likely we're going to see more of them in the future, whether it's with this lineup or whether some players decide to move on and try and find bigger and better things. But either way, I think they played very, very, very well today. Alongside MDF, I think MDF played kind of subpar compared to how they normally do, but I think they played very well.
Still,
either way.
Yeah, they play very well either way. Also, Tracker Clan gave absolute everything they got, and they did an amazing job. I can imagine a lot of people are surprised by their performance today, but unfortunately, it was still not enough to actually beat a team like MDF. If we can actually ask the producer, if we can actually go back to the bracket visual, so we got a little idea of what this win for MDF actually means. Of course, this bracket hasn't been updated yet, so just a bit of an assuming here. But of course, MDF will go to this first semifinal, and will either play against Cook or E-Wave, depending on who will win that match. Also taking a quick look on scheduling here, Wikipedia, my big friend for this one. Tomorrow, the match between Team Misclick and Project 100 will take place, which will be casted by Pasta and Freddy, after which we'll go to the match between Cook and E-Wave on Wednesday, which will be between Pubble and Pasta. And then the final match of the week, which is going to be on Thursday, which is going to be between No Name, which is like X Penta or X Orclus, versus Minions, which will be casted by Whiskey Glitter and Pubble once more. So we have 3 beautiful more matches coming up later this week, which I would like to invite all of you viewers to make sure to watch those. You don't want to miss those. Those are going to be absolutely insane. Like I already said before, we have filtered out from the 24 teams in total in this competition to just 8 teams remaining, and all of those 8 teams are absolutely great teams. We'll fight till the last breath to secure a place in the semifinals and eventually in the grand final, which will take place on the 3rd of September. So make sure to note that one in your agenda already. But Nash, I guess we can just quickly switch back to the cameras, the cameras in the studio, the post-stream talk studio screen to our producer, and then we can just give a final little word here before we sign off for today. Well, so Nash, any words from you?
Well, I'd like to quickly say, again, I apologize. I am, as I said, looking after my dog. Otherwise, he tries to dig into the sofa.
Yeah.
I have to keep an eye on him for that reason. The parrots are a bit of an issue because it means I have to be downstairs. Either way, though, I enjoyed myself. I hope it wasn't too much of a distraction for the people watching at home. And I mean, it brings a little bit of personality to my own cast.
Can your parents talk?
So yeah, they say things all the time. Most
Hey.
of the time, they just say swear words.
Well,
But
if there's one word to learn to them, tell them sorry. Teach them sorry. Because they should be sorry.
It's my stepfather's fault that they say a lot of swear words. I'll say that much.
Okay. Well, either way, I guess that's it for me and Nash for today. So we would like to thank all our viewers for watching today. Of course, also thank you for for jumping in as the observer for tonight, and Rawan for the producer for tonight. And also, of course, thank you, Nash, and also the teams who participated tonight, and also Thraklakan. Thank you for participating. We hope to see you in a future season. For now, I want to wish everyone a good evening, and we'll see each other later. Bye-bye.